I've got a lovely mail unpacking to show you today, and I thought I'd turn on the camera because this lovely lady who sent me this beautiful parcel had something terrible happen to her in the last week or so, and that was that she had to take down all of her videos off her channel, and that was because of copyright issues with some music that she had playing in the background of most of her videos, because when she works she uses that music as calming background music and didn't even realise that it would be an issue, and it's just become an issue, and so she's had to remove all of her beautiful videos on her lovely work, and her work is really fabulous. And I thought, okay, I really must film this unpackaging so that you can see her beautiful work, because anyone who is new that goes to her channel will now not be able to see all that lovely past work that she has done, and so much time and effort that she put into making those beautiful videos to help us learn how to create the gorgeous work that she does. So I just thought I'd show you today. Now I have opened this already because my lovely ladies at my studio so desperately wanted to have a look at this too, so I have had a peek, so I know what's in here, but I tried very hard to pack it back the way that she had it when it come, because it's so inviting and lovely the way she has displayed it. So we'll start with this little one on the top, and this is a gorgeous lace notebook that she has created, and it has a little button, and the little button, sorry, the little flower comes off. It has a little button there that does up through the doily, and it's all tea stained, and really it has a light grungy look, and there's so much beautiful crocheted lace and all these lovely papers that she's put together, and she really does a wonderful job with the texture. The texture and the layers are really her thing, and so this really shows you how good she is at collecting together all the different papers to make these lovely feel-good books, and they do feel nice. I mean, you just want to touch them because they're all so different. And the sound of the paper, I mean, this paper is obviously old and it has a really crisp sound to it, and some tea stained, and she puts these gorgeous little stitches on the pages, which adds a little bit of character to it, of course. And just the little things like the little folded down corner with the delightful cross on that page. I hope you can see okay. I hope that's not out of focus. I'll try and put it down a bit because maybe I am too close to the camera for you to see. Lovely page, botanical page in the middle with some dandelions by the looks of things. So that's a lovely little notebook. And everything's so touchy-feely that you want to enjoy it. It has that. There's a lovely piece of blanket stitch on the end of there, and that lovely tea-stained crocheted fabric trim. Beautiful. Really lovely. And some lovely string holding it together. So isn't that delightful? What a lovely little present that makes. So I'll just pop that to the side with that beautiful flower, silk flower there in the button. And then she's put in these two little parcels, and she's got this lovely fabric ribbon with sewing. It's all sewing theme, and it's really gorgeous. I don't know exactly what that fabric is. And here we have a really cute little Singer sewing machine on the end of the pin there. That's just gorgeous. I love those. So it slips off quite easily, so I don't even have to undo the lovely little Singer sewing machine there. So we can have a look in the parcel, and these are extra bits and pieces that come to put in the journal itself. And look how lovely it's presented, this cute little ribbon around it, lace ribbon. She has a lovely flower beautiful flower there, which I think is hydrangea petals, and layered up with this really nice lace doily pieces. Beautiful. So there we've got, whoops, haven't got enough hands, we've got a needle case, a Mason's Needles Sharps case. Now I know that she made these especially, and she has a cotton reel stamped on there, and inside she has a piece of felt with a lovely needle in there. So there you go. It's really quite strong too. It's on quite strong card, so it will be handled quite well without harming it at all. It's not too delicate. So there we have that. We've got some lovely tags, extra tags to go in. How sweet they are, and they're all sewing themed. Beautiful. I should show you the back as well. Sorry if I'm off the camera, but aren't they lovely? Little tags. We have another needle case type envelope there. Beautiful. I love that old machine on there, hand sewing machine. And then we have this beautiful button card, and she has stitched that with these lovely loopy French knots through the buttons. Isn't that gorgeous? Really clever, and just layered up with some pieces of lace and some muslin behind there, or cheesecloth, and hand sewn, machine sewn, sorry, all around the edge. So that's really pretty. So for my ladies that didn't get to enjoy having a look at this parcel the other day because they couldn't make it, you can now have a sneak peek. So we've got sewing scissors hanging off there, which are really nice, beautiful. So this comes undone to the side. We've got a nice little snippet on the top of the bag there, beautiful. And inside this bag we have some more goodies. Oops. So we have some old-fashioned Philoshin Clark's mending cotton for darning, really lovely. And what have we got here? That's so tiny. I'm guessing that's to put needles in. It's so small. Finest silver-eyed sharps. So yes, it's another tiny little weeny needle case. I don't want to lose that one. Bias fold tape, Priscilla, made in Canada. Fast, guaranteed fast colours, fast to boiling. So that's a bias tape packaging. And taffeta seam binding, 5 yards. I just love these old labels and things. Made in Canada. Isn't that gorgeous? Aren't they beautiful? I'll have to find some Tasmanian ones to send back. Aren't they lovely? And here we have, wrapped up in this beautiful lace, we have the most gorgeous journal. And I have a lovely letter from Kathleen there. Okay, so we have the journal wrapped in this lovely tray cloth, embroidered with a beautiful flower on the corner. Isn't it lovely? So we'll take it out of there, and it is wrapped, and it's all full of lace. Look at that, beautiful laces. So what I might do is move this box out of the way so we've got some room to actually show you. Oops, I'll put that back there, and hopefully all those laces, have I got that where you can actually see it is the question. There we go. It's trailing off with laces everywhere. It's layered with so many, I don't know where to begin. It's just fabulous. I really love this gorgeous suspender belt that's wrapped around the middle, and she has embroidered on there the tiniest of little crosses, a cross stitch to hold that in place. Now, isn't that just fabulous? And it's sewing themed, So she has a lovely old-fashioned sewing machine on the front and this beautiful cotton reel. So undo that so we can have a closer look at the cover. So we have the suspender belt used as a tie around it. We have this gorgeous flower here with some bling on it, and that bling is just amazing. Look at that, it sparkles. I don't know if you get picking that up there, but it's lovely and sparkly. Very pretty. And so many little layers of tissue, which is from the pattern tissue, lace, beautiful Tim Holtz fabric under that, a piece of cotton underneath that, and some lace. Just so many layers just to make that beautiful little piece there stand out and look really pretty. And then down here, of course, we've got this gorgeous lace piece here, so beautiful. On the back we've got the Tim Holtz fabric with the roses on it, which is really lovely. So I'll pop it back down here again so hopefully you can see. Alright, so opening it up inside, look at that, we've got this beautiful doily, square doily, and it has got a little bit squashed in the mail, so I apologise that I haven't flattened it all out nicely for you, but you can get the picture. I'm sure it will settle down when it's been out of the baggie for a while. So we've got this gorgeous lace here. This piece of fabric is like an applique piece on some very fine mesh, and on top of that she has stitched Stitch in Time with some cardstock, scrapbooking paper, and we've got a little nest of lovely stitching here with some French knots and some loops, all put together on that most tiniest of snippets there. So I'm not sure how close I can come that you can actually see that, but it's so detailed in there. I had to bring it a bit close so you could see it. So there we go. And then over the page we've got this lovely Butterick Pattern, which is a very old one, and it's a made in Canada one, 50 cents, size 4. So I'm guessing that goes back quite a while, that one. Very antique. I can't see a date on it anywhere, but it's quite old. And she's stitched around that, and it's quite stiff, so she might have something inside, some cardstock or something to make it a bit stronger. Here we've got some more embroidery and a lovely Singer sewing machine, 1915 model, on a little calendar. We flip over, there's a press stud in there on the top of that one, and some more little embroidery French knots and loops. Over here we've got this lovely sewing handbook, sewing guide, what would you call it, you know, how to sew book, with the old-fashioned sewing machine. Beautiful standard rotary shuttle, I think it says. Label there, which is an antique label. Here we've got a lovely dresser cloth embroidered with some tatting on the side. Pink daisy, lazy daisy, very pretty. Nice little pocket here with a lovely tag. I love the way she does her tag toppers. She has them on a pin, and she has layers of beautiful lace, and then she's got a piece of sari silk below that she's stitched on. I mean, how gorgeous is the back of that even. Bit of broderie and lace there. This lovely patterned piece of tissue, which is obviously some kind of cross stitch or sewing pattern. There, flip over. We've got a beautiful butterfly page. We have a lovely piece of embroidered fabric there, really lovely. Very nice, sewn onto some tissue, which is sewn like several times across the top to give it a bit of strength. and also some texture and pattern to it. So that's sewing pattern paper. And then there's this gorgeous dress. Now I just absolutely love that dress on there. I'm not sure how well you can see it, but it's a really vintage style dress, and she's layered some fabrics up over the top. You've got beautiful laces, you've got a lovely sari silk ruffle trim and some muslin or cheesecloth in under that, and then sewn straight through with a lovely piece of lace on the bottom. Just gorgeous, really lovely. And then this side we've got a piece of, I'm not sure if it's Tim Holtz, it might be, but it's a lovely sewing cardstock anyway, there, with a beautiful cotton doily at the bottom. Am I low enough so that you can see that? The laces just drape off the bottom here gorgeously. So we've got this lovely piece of lace doily there. You turn over and she's got this lovely sewn piece of nickel plated cross with a pin on it, and doesn't that look lovely? She's put a piece of lace ribbon out the top of that, and it's just so delicately done. Everything is layered in such a way that it's it kind of tapers off, if you know what I mean. So it goes from small to large, so it's lined up and stacked so perfectly well. She does such a wonderful job of these intricate pieces that just make it look so fabulous to the eye as well as to the touch. She's really covered that very well. So here we've got another piece of gorgeous cheesecloth and a little cross stitch over the top of some thread there, cotton thread, and a book page there from How to Make a Buttonhole, which is lovely. Over here we've got a card which has a picture of patchwork quilting, and that's like the rings design. And she's put a little satin bow on the top, and isn't that just so sweet? On the other side of that we've got some lovely little hooks down here, a little example sample piece, 2 machines in one, with just a little touch of lace, and they're only tiny little bits, but they do make such a difference to that page and that gorgeous Vogue picture in the background that pulls it all together so nicely. She has such an eye for putting things together, and they work so well. And this side we have some more of that beautiful Battenberg lace. The Battenberg really does make it. I absolutely love it, and the colours go together so well. She doesn't seem to have any concern about mixing and matching the shades of ecru, white, cream. They all just blend in together so well, so it's just amazing how lovely it all looks. I love that she puts kitties in her books, and especially these ones that go well with the sewing, because they used to use a lot of kittens and puppies in the sewing manual ads, like machine ads and things. She's got a butterfly and a press stud there with a little ticket behind. This is rather unusual, but very pretty. I would never have thought to do this. She has layered up some fabrics here in a kind of long snippet, and she's got the DMC threads threaded through a piece of this, like we would call it, I think they call it rock wall mending in America, but we call it something different over here, plasterboard patch. But it's that sort of textured webbing that you put over things to mend holes and stuff. And she's threaded through the different coloured DMC threads through that, and then sewn over the top the little DMC label, and it just looks so cute. Gorgeous. She's got a lovely piece of fabric there in between, and it's just, it gives softness because she's got the pattern fabric there on top, so you're going from soft to hard, all different sorts of fabrics. Sorry, that's my cat wanting to get in the window right here. Come on, Ollie. Behave, Ollie. So here we've got this lovely delicate yellow muslin fabric, really soft. A very nice button with some embroidery thread through, and another one of her lovely big loops that she does, like her French knots and loops. Really pretty. Lovely page, and look at this gorgeous embroidery. This is over a very fine piece of fabric. It's just embroidered on top of that very light fabric. Excuse me, Ollie. Watch out, mate. So don't walk on the lovely laces. Sorry about that. So we're in the middle of the book now. We can see this lovely pink ribbon coming through here. Gorgeous. And another book page now. Look at this beautiful piece of stitching she has done here with the sweet little girl in the pantaloons, and she has the little buttons, and she's got her holding the thread from one hand to the other. Now that is just so sweet. You cannot help but just adore that little girl. She looks gorgeous. And those lovely buttons, they have the French loops on them as well. Pretty, Kathleen. I don't know how you think up these things, but that is just gorgeous. Really lovely. And on the layers of pattern fabric. And there we have the other side of the gorgeous cats. Beautiful pussycats, which you've probably gathered by now I'm a cat person. We have on this side a lovely piece of collage with layers of fabric, layers of tissue, pattern paper, piano paper in there too, and a little piece of cardstock. So we've got that as well. This is gorgeous. It looks like a lollipop. She has covered in fabric and sewn this sweet little snippet of fabric here, and just made it look so beautiful on the end of the sewing machine and the standard rotary shuttle label there. And that's on a little baggie actually. She has a little paper bag there, and she's stitched onto the side of that with this gorgeous embroidered flower and little snippets of fabric there. Again, her beautiful knot loops, French knots with loops on them. I don't know what you call them, but that's what they are. In here we have another one of her lovely tags with the beautiful tag toppers that she makes. Her style of tag toppers are really sweet. She makes them and attaches them onto a pin, so you've got this little sweet little pin hidden in under there, and she layers the broderie and glace with the laces, so you've got this sweet little stack there. She's got a cross stitch on the top of that just to hold it all together, and then she uses the sari silk ribbon on the bottom and sews around, and that's a beautiful tag. So that was in the little baggie there. Then over here she's made one of her wraparounds, which she's renowned for. I love her wraparounds. So she layers up doilies, paper, pattern paper, music paper, and this pretty piece of, I guess it's a print of an advertisement. White fast, black and bright colours, spool cotton. So it's an advertisement for cotton. So that's been a digital, I would say, that she's used there. Then over here we have these lovely scissors. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, scissors do mean a lot to me because of my past life. I started out life as a hairdresser, so I've always had a pair of scissors in my hand, as well as all my sewing and embroidery activities. Scissors have played quite a big part in my life. They're always there, so they're a token of my life, so I really do relate to those. She's got such a nice little layering effect there with, again, that gauze. Actually, that looks like it might be cross stitch fabric there in the background, possibly, maybe, I'm not sure. And then a cross stitch pattern on top, and the dear little fabric with the crosses on it that kind of brings it all in together with the scissors, which you would all have in your embroidery kit if you were doing cross stitch. So that all flows together so well. Over this side she's got the ticking fabric paper, which looks superb. I absolutely love that blue ticking fabric. And a dainty little piece of lace there with some music paper and scissors. And over here we've got a nice piece of lace. Everything's so textural. We've got a lovely little tuck spot here. So that looks like curtain fabric, curtain lace there. Another one of those beautiful flowers she's made there with the petals and the press stud in the middle and the layered fabrics, and she's got that lovely rose fabric under there. It's really beautiful, which is, I think, is the Tim Holtz fabric that's on the cover, and some lovely laces. Beautiful texture of the pattern paper underneath and the laces at the bottom. They're gorgeous laces. That is back, oh, that's another page from the machine stitching book. And we've got a little lady here doing her embroidery. Isn't she sweet? And some more of the little knots, the French knots, or I don't know if they have another name, the loop knots. They're very pretty and they add just something extra to the page. We have the back of the Butterick pattern there. I can't see a date on that anywhere, but it is quite old, very old. And it's funny that it has a name on it, because that name actually is someone who was a part of my early life too, so that's just a coincidence, and it's funny how these coincidences just roll up occasionally. So there we have that beautiful gold. Isn't that gorgeous? Stunning piece of fabric with the applique leaves on it, and it's just on a sheer piece of very lightweight fabric. Gorgeous. And back here to our lovely lace piece on the back again. Isn't that lovely? So there you have it, ladies. You can have a lovely look. If you didn't get to see it the other day, the ladies that are in my group, you've got a little glimpse there, and next time you come you can have a hold and a play with it, because I'm sure you'd love to feel the beautiful textures, the same as I did, and all the gorgeous fabric. If you haven't been lucky enough to see any of Kathleen's work, that is her beautiful work, and she has started her page again, so she'll only have a couple of videos up to watch, but eventually they will build up, and I thought I would show you the lovely the beautiful journals that she has sent me. And I have another one over there. I'll just give you a quick look, because now I know that you can't see that on her page. I'm not sure if I've shown it before, so I'll just grab that quick. So this is the other lovely journal I happen to have of Kathleen's, which is another beautiful one that she did for my birthday last year. And this was the November journal, and if you've been a follower of Kathleen, you know that she does one every month. She does a Edith Holden journal, and this was the November one, and it's such a shame that we can't go back and look at her beautiful work. But just to give you a quick look, because I think I may have done a video on this one, so it might be back on my channel list if you want to go back and have a deeper look. But this is the lovely journal that she made me for my birthday last year, with butterflies and the tree of life and a dragonfly trinket on the bottom. Lovely fabrics in this one, and her beautiful, I'll just give you a really quick flip through so that you can see her lovely work that she has done. And if you want a deeper one, you can go back to through my channel and find where I actually did. I'm sure I actually did one on this one. So there's a lovely piece of embroidery that she has done, and again a beautiful cat, because she knows I love cats. Another piece of lovely work. She layers things up so well, and she uses the most beautiful papers. She has just such an unusual style very artistic. Everything that's layered goes together so well. I really love the way she does this with the doilies, this sort of layering here. Very soft and delicate and pretty. And the flower fairies, she brings the flower fairies into a lot of her work. And the lovely embroidery, beautiful map. So the papers and pages that she uses are so textured in themselves, and the way she designs her collage papers is so different and unusual. Beautiful piece there she's used of lovely linen, old-fashioned antique linen cloth. Another beautiful piece of embroidery. So there we go, those lovely flip outs that she does with the soft ribbons. And I absolutely adore that mouse. She has some gorgeous little cross-stitch designs that she's used in this particular series. They were a series of different mice doing different little things, and they're so cute. The lovely Flower Fairies books that she uses a lot in her work. And that's a marriage register. I'm not sure where she managed to find such a lovely document, but it's really beautiful to have that as part of your journal. The lovely textured ribbon and the splash of colour is beautiful, and the texture of the different pages you feel as you go across. Beautiful work. Just gorgeous, Kathleen. Lovely flower fairy. This is so pretty too. Some piano paper with the music on the side written in the words, and another textured little tab on the side. Another beautiful cat. I love those blue little beads. So if you haven't been lucky enough to see any of Kathleen's past work, it's such a shame that she had to take it all down, but at least this gives you a little glimpse of the kind of work that she has done, and I'm sure she will build it up again in time. One of her lovely snippets that she's made recently. So thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you again soon. I have another journal I'll be popping up with shortly to show you that I've finished. Actually, there's a couple in the wings that I need to film. So hope you enjoyed watching today, and pop over and see Kathleen's work if you get a chance on her channel. It's just called Kathleen Sundby, and I will put a link below for her. Thank you very much. Bye for now.